What's up, my fellow family and friends? Today I got a small, I don't want to say small because it's not small. I am going to be doing a decal for a front windshield on a Jeep. It's going to be two colors. I'm going to be using Oracal 651 in red as the background, and then the inner layer is going to be metallic silver. And it's the same thing, Oracle 651. So the project is going to be about, I want to say 48 inches long. The windshield actually measures, I think it's 52 or 53 inches wide. So we are going to see if that Cameo that I have here is going to do the job and see if it's going to work out for us. Stay tuned right after this intro.
Let go of everything.
All right, guys, thank you for watching that intro. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. If you're a returning person or returning viewer, what's up to you guys? And thank you for watching. So let me angle you to this computer, which I'm using Silhouette Studio. Like I said, we're going to be cutting it on the Cameo 4 Plus. And I have never did a long run that's 48 inches long. So we're going to be doing it without a mat. So let's see how it goes. So pretty much this is the way it's going to look. I have it 48 inches long. I have my registration marks on it, and these are the two colors. So let me turn this on. Okay, everything is turning on. Let's wait for that Bluetooth light to turn on. Boom. Okay, so it's still enough distance. Guys, I'm having a very hard time trying to find this metallic gray in the Oracle 651. I'm running low on it. I mean, I've got enough to do this project, but after that, it's like I gotta go get some and everybody's out of stock, so that's gonna be a little bit of an issue for me. So this is the 15-inch roll, and this is what we're gonna be cutting. Now, well, it rolls pretty easy. They say that you have to put it through here. Like I tell you guys, I have never done this long of a run. Most of the time I cut it out in bits and pieces, but today we are going to try this. And the only reason I don't like doing this too much is because for me, these lines at the top are never, ever straight when I cut it. So I have to pretty much try to get it as straight as possible here. Now the design is only 4 inches wide, so I'm not, how can I say, I'm not really worried about, you know, if it's gonna turn or whatever the case may be. And that looks about good there. So, all right, so now that we have this in, all right, so that looks good there. Let's make sure. Let's track it here. It's a little bit, guys. I mean, it's a little bit off, but, you know, for me, I think that's good. We're going to leave it right there, even though it's a little bit off. But, okay. So, we're going to do it right there. So, guys, it's on here already. It's pretty much going to go back and forth. I mean, I can roll this back up if I wanted to. The good thing is that this material is fairly cheap. So even if I had to redo it again with the red, the only thing is I can't mess up with this. All right, so let me go hit send and let's see how it does. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit and then I will be back after I have both of them cut out so we can continue on with the project. So far, so good. Everything seems to be cutting okay. So we look pretty good, guys. I mean, it looks like it's working. Let me check on this side to make sure. Oh yeah, it is cutting out, guys. So, all right, so let me finish this up. All right, guys, so it did cut out the long strip. It spit it out afterwards, and I wasn't able to put it back to the machine to cut it. But I do see a foul up. Let me see if I can zoom it in as best as possible. So if you see here, this is the N, and then this is the D. Now, if you could look real closely, the D cut into the N. That's the only spot that I see that it actually messed up on. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it, you know, trying to pull, maybe that roll was too heavy for it. So what I'm gonna do, everything else came out fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this a little bit longer, and once I cut it a little bit longer, I'm gonna flip it, and instead of using the roll, I'm actually just gonna feed it through, and we're gonna see if it cuts better. If not, then this will be a whole waste of vinyl. So, hey, mistakes happen. This is the whole idea of it. But that right there, yeah, that right there is not gonna slide. All right, guys, so now I have cut both pieces out. The second time around was a charm. So let's see. Everything, it looks good behind. So this is gonna be the inner color. So let me just, let's just see how it weeds out here. I mean, everything should be perfect. Yes, guys, you can cut little boxes around it, but I mean, I don't need to. You should cut small boxes around it so you don't damage any of it. But since I've been doing this for a while, I know that if I peel it up nicely and straight up, it comes out fine for me. Everything looks good so far. Around this G is gonna be a little bit of a pain, but I can get it up. And around the star here. All right, so that, my friends, looks good. Everything is weeding up nicely. Everything looks nicely here. I'm sorry if there's some motion in the camera, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys get it. See, that's the first one. And this should weed up just the same. Like I said, usually if I just go straight up with it, I can get it to peel nicely. See, right there, the star came up with it. Now, I don't want to lose my registration mark, so let's try to put it back down. Why it moved, I have no idea, but make sure. There we go, okay. So it looks like the registration mark stayed where it was supposed to stay at. Like I said, I have a few of them, so everything looks pretty good. All the registration stars are there. All right, so now we're at the stage where we're gonna do the two colors layered. Just make sure that everything is off and good. Nothing's on it. Now just remember, guys, when you do the double layer, if you have an air bubble, not a big deal, because when the person puts it on a car and the sun hits it, it's gonna go away. Or you can get a blow dryer and lightly heat it over where the area that has the bubble on it, and it'll go away. It'll actually shrink the vinyl and stick on. So first things first, I think this is the 1310 medium tack from TransferRite Ultra. I have also a piece of parchment paper, I guess you want to call it. I use this because I would go over, my registration marks and, be able to put the actual decal on there step by step, which I'm going to show you. Roll out this paper. Now you're going to want to take a little bit extra. So I would just lay it out on top, pull it out a little bit. Now there's certain ways to do this. You could do it from the other side and then paste the actual decal going down, or you could just lay it on top and then smooth your way out. I personally like to do it on the back side, so I would take it out of here. Sorry, static. I'm gonna put it right in the middle, so it doesn't really matter. So I would just stick it on one corner. And you can see, guys, it's gonna move on me a little bit. Let me just put something heavy over here to hold it. And if you got two people, this will work a lot better for you. But because I am by myself, once that's like that, I would just go over it again. I'm sorry if I'm not completely, or the project's not completely into the video. I promise you guys I will show you everything as far as I can go. All right, so now that we have that, if you flip it over, you will see what I'm talking about. So let's flip this over. You see, guys? So now it's on there. You have no air bubbles, nothing on there. Let's go over it again on this side. I pull, I don't know if you see, I pull back a little bit here and I put a parchment paper over. So actually when I come down, put something on top of here. That would help me make sure that this A doesn't get anything caught on it. It is a process. I ain't gonna lie, and it is kind of hard. Now, I don't want to say hard, but to line up everything is, you got to get it perfect. So, and this is where I say that you're gonna need two people, because sometimes doing it by yourself is not the right way. So, I mean, you guys get the concept of it. It's not hard. I have the star completely over here. It's a little bit off, but not by much. Hopefully, when I go to do the second one, I can pull it a little bit more and get it to exactly where I wanted to get it at. Like I said, guys, if you have two people to do this, it's a lot better. So I would just stick these two together here. I mean, it's, like I said, if you can see, it's just a little bit off, not much. So now that I did that, now I'll start picking it up little by little and getting the actual parchment paper out of the way. So once I get the parchment paper out the way, I'll start laying it down. And as you can see, it moved a little bit over here, but as long as I get that star back aligned, we should be good. So that looks pretty good there. Star looks aligned, just a little bit off, not by much, so I would just go over it. This is the hardest part, guys, putting this together like this. All right, so that right there, my friends, is the finished product. Don't worry if you got bubbles. You can either work them out like I just did right there, or when they lay it down and they squeegee it out. Now we're at the finished product. I'm pretty much set and done. I got some crinkles here and there, but not on the actual vinyl, it's on the transfer tape, which I'm not too concerned of because I'll squeegee it out. Even if it comes up a little bit, I mean, hey. So all the registration marks line up. So after I went over it and make sure everything's stuck down. So at this point, this is why you need your scissors, your cutting, and I would just try to pick it up. It's gonna try to pick it up all together. And yes, it's stuck on there. I'll flip it upside down. Matter of fact, I'll squeegee it a little bit more to make sure everything is down on the opposite side. And it seems to be good. Make sure it's all tagged down. And I would just run it across. Run it all the way across. It should go with the line. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you can make it pretty if you want to, but it's up to you. I just chose to get the job done and get it out as fast as possible. So prettiness is not in my vocabulary. I just want it to look good and out. That's another piece. Let me flip it over to the other side. See, this one's not perfectly cut, so I'll just get it as best as possible, that's all. Doesn't have to be perfect. Get this out of the way to make it smaller. So now we're at the point that I told you about the stars. I take them out afterwards. Now these little air bubbles and stuff like that, I really don't care about, but this is where I grab the pick. I'll lift up that one corner and I would just remove it. I'll just remove it from there. That's one star. All right, so once I get those stars out of the way, all 4 stars out of the way, I'll just go back over it and make sure everything is down. All right, guys, so that is the finished product. Like I said, if you want, you can cut it down straighter. I don't have time for that, but let me angle you guys up. I'm sorry, I'm like real close, but that is the video and how fast it might have took maybe, I want to say hour to do this, you know, cutting out and lining it up and putting everything together. Of course, it's gonna take me a little bit longer because I'm doing the video. But yeah, that's as easy as it goes. Now you can go ahead and, you know, sell it for whatever you're gonna sell it for. So guys, thank you for joining me on this little project. Like always, it's been blessed. See you on the next one. Peace.